Welcome to the Franchise Reviews Tezlom. Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hi.
The meaning behind obviously the name is important.
And that can help you get off the ground and running, and after 6 weeks starting to generate some decent revenue, that's pretty awesome.
I have to finish this now.
When we met Ryan for the first time, we could feel that instant connection was there.
That's the accountability bit again, that's the passion piece again.
I'd love to give you a really professional answer to this, right?
Alright, so today we're in Southport at the head office of Tezlom, and I'm looking forward to meeting Ryan, Roz and the franchise support team. We're also going to be visiting Hema and Raghav in the Reading office. And we're also going to visit the team here at Hitchin. But before we head off into here though, let's talk numbers. Tezlom were established in 2008. They currently have 40 members of staff supporting their network across the UK. They have 500 to 600 agency workers working on a temporary basis for them. They also are involved in the permanent side of recruitment as well. Southport head office turns over £3 million per year. Franchise licence fee is £25,000 as a start-up fee, and then the ongoing fees are 3.9% of turnover. They're BFA members and their brand is extremely strong, especially on social media. So let's go check them out. Hi there.
Mate, you alright?
Sorry for 2 minutes?
Of course you can, yeah.
Ollie, right?
Yeah, good.
Ollie, good to see you, mate. How you doing? I'm Ed, by the way.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, I'm Ollie, Group Business Development Manager at Tezlom.
So I basically look after all the franchises on the BDM side of things. So I get them set up on new contracts, get them in business, try and teach them how to do sales, give them sales training, try and help them do the recruitment for a recruitment consultant, and just get them up and rolling really more than anything, and just obviously support them through the whole journey, and just make sure they're still in business, they're still making as much money as they possibly can, they're still getting the hours in and everything, and if they're not, I'll go back down there and go and see them again, give them some more training. When it's someone that's never picked the phone before, never done a sales call, it's a bit daunting, but I understand that, so it's sort of, and I'll do 15, 20 of them myself for the first couple of hours, just trying to teach them how to do it, and then slowly but surely let them do one, let them mess it up. Because if you don't learn by not messing it up, I suppose. So
having that framework agreement in place, you've got something there already to work on, haven't you?
yeah, and that's what I mean. That franchise they got in business in 6 weeks is because of that reason. Because we've already got the framework set up, and it's just a matter of getting your workers compliant and getting your workers ready.
How much kind of compliance knowledge do people generally have when they step into the franchise?
We've got a very, very basic idea of what it is, but when you actually get into it, because a lot of the stuff on there we wouldn't do unless we had to. A lot of it, some of it's like paper chasing, a lot of it is basic background checks to make sure that people that take it on are suitable to work with and level.
And do you think the brand helps at all? So the Tezlom brand, do you think that helps you in your role?
The meaning behind obviously the name is important, but also kind of like people associate Tezlom with being more like communicative and more kind of like people friendly. Even clients that haven't used us, I mean I have weekly people approach me saying, I've heard Tezlom, they're really good, they treat the staff well, or I've heard you're a good consultant, you can chat to people and stuff like that, so 100% it helps.
Hi, my name's Alison. I'm co-manager at Tezlom. I've been here 12 years, so I'm responsible for making sure that any requirements that clients might have, we make sure that they're filled.
Yeah, so you're there kind of on an ongoing basis then, support them through that whole process?
Yeah, I mean you can show somebody the system and how it works, but you can't show everybody every scenario that happens, and that ongoing training with them and that ongoing support with them does help, and they can ring us at any time.
So I've been at the Tezlom offices now for a couple of hours, and I'm getting to know some of the staff, and it's really interesting. I found that there's a lot of processes everywhere. It's already set up for any franchisees that might join. There's always someone that they can ask, someone that they can turn to that already knows what that process is, even the people that have been here just for a few months. The interesting contrast to that is that it's not all about the processes. Those are there to help guide you in the right direction, but actually the people are really friendly, and I get this real sense that they actually care about everything that they're doing. A lot of other recruitment businesses just forget about candidates as soon as they're placing them, and it's nice to see that they actually live to their mission statement, so to speak, where they actually care about the people that they're placing. you know, and it's in the care environments. That's pretty cool. Other things that I think are really beneficial to any franchisee joining is the support that they get from day one. Speaking to Wally and talking about the national framework agreements, that's awesome. Like, how many workplaces do you get to go to where there's already an established relationship there with a client that can help you get off the ground and running, and after 6 weeks start to generate some decent revenue? That's pretty awesome. Also, speaking with Ollie, you know, seeing that support academy in place so that even after all of that training, you've got videos to refer back to as well. I think that's massive. Like, really is awesome. And the amount of videos that are on there, they go into so much detail. It's fantastic. I think that's really, really something that stands out. The other thing that I think is really important, and this is because I've been in recruitment myself, is the compliance side. Having Amanda there ready to go to support you with all of the compliance just takes that massive headache away from you. I used to hate it. I used to do temporary recruitment and it was a nightmare. The biggest lasting thought that I'm going to come away from here with is it just feels like one tight-knit family group that support each other, care about the people that they're working with, the clients, the candidates, the franchisees. I think it's reflecting the brand really well. It's pretty awesome. Okay, so now we're going to have a quick chat with Ryan and Roz as leaders of the Tezlom brand to find out a little bit more about the history, about the day-to-day operations, and who they're looking for as franchisees.
But at the same time, my dad got really poorly in 2012 with cancer, and then my brother passed away at the same time, so that's what Tezlom stands for. It's my dad and my brother's name mixed together, Tom and Les. But then it has its brand pillars behind it, because Tim spent quite a bit of time here, met the team, met the franchise network. So you've got transparency, equality, zealous, loyalty, organic and motivation, and each one has a brand pillar behind it and what we stand for as a company.
Why go into the healthcare sector for recruitment?
I think, well, Les, my husband, had been in the same recruitment industry before, being franchise director, but he'd been more in the industrial, commercial, drivers, that kind of field. And it was in 2008 when there was a sort of quite a recession. And he actually proposed the healthcare to the board of directors there, and they dismissed it. So he said to me, I'm sure there's something in this, I'm sure this is the future, I'm sure this is what this is going to be about, because it was healthcare, it was a growth industry at that time. It was like, oh my goodness, what's going to be the kind of business to go into? So healthcare was a natural, it was healthcare education really, but healthcare is 365 days, 365 nights a week. There is the maximum opportunities to do business.
Did you start in Southport or?
Yeah, just up the road. We just had a serviced office up the road. And then in just under a year we moved upstairs to two adjoined serviced offices. And then after about 2.5 years we moved here. We took 1 suite of offices, then 2 suite of offices, and 3 suite of offices, now 4 suites of offices, so we kept growing. Which has been great, yeah, it's been great.
But each franchisee, you see, knew either Tom or Les at one point, and some of the new ones don't, but they love to be part of it because they understand what each brand pillar is. The newest one, Marvellous, he knows about the story about my brother and Les, but he didn't attract him to the business. He attracted him to the business. It was each franchise a family-run business. You can see from social media, our website and everything, we promote the way we act. And then when he came here and spent a couple of days up here, but he also worked for one of our franchises.
All right.
Yeah, as an agency worker, so he felt it.
So what do you look for in the franchisees? You touched on, you know, some passion and desire, but is there anything else you're looking for from them, whether it's a background or a certain set of skills? You know,
it's quite, Ryan tends to do more with getting the franchisees on board, don't you?
I think for me, so that
I get a connection, don't you?
I'd love to give you a really professional answer for this, right? And there is obviously some skill sets that you need to look for, because if you don't like talking on the phone, you're probably going to struggle doing this job.
Yeah.
And if you don't like talking to people, then you're not going to enjoy this job. So there's certain elements and skill sets you need to look for. But I have to have an emotional connection with someone when I'm selling the franchise. I need to be on their page. I don't know what the right terminology for that is, but I need to hit it off with them, and I need to feel that they're going to enjoy the rest of the franchisees. And it's just a certain, I don't know what ilk, is that the right word, of people that work in Tezlom. And yeah, when we're a worldwide brand, I'll still be involved in every single one.
Why do you think that's important, to get on with the people?
You've got to spend such a long time as a market.
Yeah,
get into business with somebody, it's a big step.
It's also really stressful. Not because it's a stressful job, but when you're setting up a business, there's new stresses you've never had before.
It's a different kind of caring, isn't it? That's just caring about the numbers, where I get the feeling from you guys, it's more about the people, right?
Well, yeah, if you've ever had anyone go through the care system, and I have, I wouldn't want someone at the forefront who just cared about the profit margins.
Yeah.
I know it's important, and there's people watching this thinking, well, that's the most important thing. Well, yeah, it is important, but it isn't just in care. No, it isn't, unfortunately.
So what we've got is this little Lego wall with my face and Ryan's on there, and the challenge is to build this wall as quickly as you can. But there's going to be a little bit of a twist in there. The rules are simple, just build this picture as quickly as you can without any of the bricks out of place, and the winner is the one who does it the fastest. But what Ryan and Roz don't know is that I'm going to have a little bit of a head start. Let's check it out. I'm going to lay all these out in the right order, so all I've got to do is click them together. It's nice and easy for me. I like to think of it as having a franchise model, having the process already out there in front of me. Right, I'm all set up. Time is ready to go, so let's do it. It's actually easier than I thought it was going to be. Like literally, just grab it, clip it. I can't see how Ryan or Roz are going to get anywhere near this time. If they do, I'm going to be proper impressed. And get it done. There we go. Yes! All right, so let's go over to Ryan and Roz and see how they got on. The challenge for today is you've got to put together this picture, and on one side there's printed an image. You've got to put it together as quickly as you can. Get ready, go.
Do you want them all over to get the image?
Get the image up first.
Some good teamwork going on here.
Really tricky.
I haven't got anything together yet.
That might be some of yours over there in that colour.
Right.
I guess how long it took me.
How long?
2 minutes.
No.
I have to finish this now.
Uh-huh.
It's really interesting to see you putting bits that you know roughly go together, but then you have to break them apart to put them back together again, like just adding more time into the whole process for yourself.
It's absolute bollock. There's a bits missing out of this.
No bits missing.
Oh, fuck that, we're not quitting, we're going out, we're staying here till midnight. Can we tap out? Right, I think we're finished.
So, do you want me to tell you how I did it in 2 minutes?
Yeah, definitely.
I already had the whole process laid out on the table for me. Every single brick was in order, so all I had to do was clip them together. It's already laid out for me, same as a franchise.
Very good.
Right, so here we are outside the Tezlom office in Reading, and we're here to meet husband and wife team Hema and Raghav, who have been operating their business for 13 months now. They're already working with some large clients within the healthcare sector, so let's go check them out.
When we met Ryan for the first time, we could feel that instant connection was there between us, and the way he explained us about the whole process and everything. So yeah, that was quite nice actually, and we liked it. So then and there, I think we finalized that we want to go for this franchise.
And we loved the passion that Ryan has.
Yeah, talk me through some of the support you were receiving maybe.
When we started, so initially it was only me. I didn't have anyone else with me, so I was doing everything. After a couple of months, when we started getting business from the clients and we started getting more and more workers, then I realized, okay, I made a right decision. And that's the time when I asked Hema to join me, because I could see the business growing.
I wasn't going to join him straight away full time, but at some point I would have. So that was the reason why he suggested that you should also come and attend the training and see how it feels. Ryan was just sitting quiet on the call and he's like, I don't have to say anything. Hema, I think you're just going to be the dark horse. Dark horse for the business. And I'm like, I am really skeptical. I'm giving up my full-time career for this.
So what does the business look like today in terms of the number of clients you have and agency workers?
We have got around 40-45 active workers who are regularly picking up shifts with us.
There are quite a lot more.
Yeah.
But they're kind of dormant. They don't usually, they sometimes appear and sometimes don't. Yes.
Yeah.
Because they probably work full-time jobs, and so they sometimes come and pick shifts with us, sometimes don't. But 35 to 40 workers on an average. We've got 18 different sites that we supply to at the moment. Some of them book regularly with us, and some of them, again, once in 2 months or 3 months, something like that.
So now let's head over to Hitchin to meet Dr. Saab and his team to find out what a more experienced franchisee within the Tezlom network is actually like. So here we are at the Hitchin office of Tezlom with Dr. Saab and his team. Now I've already walked through the door and there's an absolute buzz in this office. Right, so here we are at Tezlom in Hitchin. Let's go and say hello to the guys. Hey everyone. Hello. Hi. It's a bit of a contrast from the previous office we're in, so I'm really excited to find out what day in life is like for Dr. Saab and his team. Let's go. Has the healthcare industry changed in your opinion in terms of, has it got busier, quieter?
Obviously it's gone a lot busier, and
So how has your role changed over the years? So from those early days, I'd imagine, you know, it's probably just you, and I don't know if you had one other person, but in those early days it's got to be even longer hours, even tougher trying to get set up.
I think it was a lot easier then, and probably because of I had few staff and probably 1 or 2 care homes or whatever. But obviously now we have a lot of staff, more care homes, and more issues. Obviously when I started I was everything, recruiter, director, invoicing, payroll, compliance, everything, but luckily now I have everybody to do different jobs.
A different kind of pressure, I guess, and a different kind of
different pressure, different working, obviously. You have to now look after your office team. They are working as you want to be, and they are happy working with you, and they are as passionate as you are. So it's entirely a different job role now. Whatever I had about 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Still enjoying it?
Still love it.
Alright, so after spending a little bit of time with the guys at Tezlom Hitchin and interviewing Dr. Saab, found it really interesting that there's just a bit of a contrast between the two different sites. One very much at the early part of their journey with Raghav and Hema, and Dr. Saab and his team much more evolved. They had a lot more processes kind of down that they knew they were doing on a regular basis, and in terms of clients, about the same actually as over in Reading, but what they've got is they've maximised those relationships and they seem to have a lot more agency workers out there. The thing that really stands out most for me though is the energy, the buzz. It's once again all about the people, and speaking individually to each one of the members of the team, they feel like part of a family here. They feel like they're connected to the head office as well as being an independent unit on their own. And the other thing I found is that every single person that I've spoken to, there's accountability for what they're doing, there's a passion for what they're doing. The first thing really is that training academy. I was really impressed when I went through it with Ollie and took a look at the number of videos that they've got on there, and the support that that's providing beyond the kind of day-to-day support that they're going to provide anyway. Is fantastic, because it means you don't have to wait for somebody to answer a phone. You can just have a look at the video, try and work out the solution yourself. Perfect. If not, And this is probably the strongest part for me about the Tezlom brand, is the support that's provided. Now, we saw how passionate Ryan and Roz are about supporting people, but I think you see the accountability and the desire to help others in the staff as well. And these are people that are not here for 6 months and move on. They're people that have been at the head office team for years. And I think it was Amanda who said, I'm going to be here forever. And I think that's fantastic, and that's a true testament to how that business is being run in head office. But I've had conversations now in Reading and Hitchin. They've all said to me that it's a phone call away, and any problem, whatever it is, they're getting support. And that's probably above and beyond what they were expecting. Off camera, actually, after both interviews, they said to me, you know, anytime I need Ryan, he's here. He'll come down and visit the office. If I need Ollie, if I need Amanda to come down and show me something, they will do it. They'll be there, and we'll go above and beyond. And I think that's fantastic. And that's not on camera. They're saying that to me off camera, and so it really felt proper and true to me. The other things that they were kind of mentioning to me off camera as well, which were quite interesting, is that these vinyls that you can see plastered everywhere around the offices, Ryan's paying for them. And when they get old, they get replaced as well, you know, by Ryan, and he's part of that creative process with them. So they don't have to be thinking about these things all the time. Brand is kind of almost managed and supported by Ryan and the head office team. And I also just want to touch on that accountability piece again. And I know what it's like, the pressures of the day-to-day life. And if you haven't got a leader who's helping you and taking accountability for the business and for supporting you and making sure that you have all that you need to be successful, that's a really tough position to be in. I've done it, and yeah, I felt weight on my shoulders. What I'm feeling here with Tezlom is all the way through the chain, there is accountability, and I think that's so impressive to see that in a recruitment business, let alone within a franchise organisation as well. So that's a really key point that I wanted to highlight. Quickly going back to branding, actually the Tezlom brand is really strong. I think visually, yeah, it's impactful, it looks really good, it's nice clean websites to use. All of the documents are headed up with the logo, and that's important because it is interesting. An agency worker came through earlier on and they were saying, actually, yeah, it's good to work for Tezlom. They're a nice brand to work with. And the guys here in Hitchin have also had that feedback that, oh, okay, Tezlom want me to do some work, great, that's really good. They treat me well, they look after me. And I think when you tie all of this in, it really fits into the strapline, finding places for people that care. And on that point, what you'll notice is each of the franchisees, they actually care as well. It's not just all about the finances, it's not all just about the numbers. And trust me, I tried to probe them after interviews to find out some numbers a little bit, but no, they genuinely are people that care about having a positive impact on their communities, positive impact on the healthcare sector. Final thoughts about the brand then. I think healthcare industry is an industry that's not going anywhere. In fact, I see there's going to be an increase in the long term in terms of the need for care services. Brexit situation obviously is quite a challenge in terms of the carers being available, but also our elderly, there's more elderly coming through, and so having a strong brand behind you that has a good reputation ahead, I think is really beneficial. But more importantly, I think in the engine room you've got a great staff who are there to support franchisees, and you've got Roz, who is systematic, process driven, knows business inside and out, is very good in terms of the recruitment world as well. And then also you've got Ryan, who if you're not following Tezlom online, he's everywhere online. But it's not just that, he's everywhere in the business, supporting, mentoring, developing clients. Actually, that's another thing. The head office team are helping to develop clients for their franchisees. And that's the accountability bit again, that's the passion piece again. And so my summary of the brand is it's fantastic, and if you're considering moving into the recruitment sphere, I'd definitely recommend checking these guys out.